Welcome back to the Startable Vlogs, guys, the place where everyone can be an entrepreneur. I'm Nicole Dickens, the founder of Zoetica, where we help people start, launch, and scale their ideas for maximum impact. The Startable community is all about igniting the entrepreneurial spirit by creating opportunity for those in the early stages of entrepreneurship to discover, then launch their ideas into the world. And it will forever be free to join. Now we're continuing to debunk the myth that my only problem is money by focusing on the when of the what, who, when problem that is really behind so many funding issues. The when, part of barriers to getting the funding, is indeed about timing. Your fabulous idea may be big enough, and it may be clear to everyone that you are the one to make it happen, to get it done, but it's not the right time for the investment for some reason. There are some ideas that, though they are possible, they are still too far-fetched to make investing in them comfortable or easy. And I am saying that relatively because these initial investors will have a greater risk tolerance than most by nature, but there are still some ideas that they just won't be comfortable in investing just yet. Too many other factors are needed to make the investment a worthwhile return, like you may need technological advances in your ecosystems. For example, both Los Angeles and Washington, D.C. were the last of major cities to actually invest in a subway system because they needed technology to catch up to the need. With Los Angeles, it was the earthquake problem. And in D.C., it was the fact that it's built over marshland and the land was too soft to hold a subway, and they needed the technology to be able to dig down deeper into the ground to build a safe subway station there. You may also need governmental changes. An example here is the legalization of marijuana. You see states are legalizing it at a rapid pace, but it's still illegal at the federal level, which means you can't bank because it's an illegal substance. And expanding out of state, meaning maybe growing in California to sell into Colorado, you can't do. You can't cross state lines as a result of the federal restrictions. And those are just a few examples of being too early. Another timing issue I see often is that the idea may be a bit late to the game, the other side of the coin. There are already a lot of players in the space and your solution isn't that compelling. So I worked in a team that invented the first ever smart TV. We even branded that, trademarked that name. Its brand was known in the PC aisle of most retailers and not in the consumer electronics aisle where people bought their TVs. To build branding in that aisle, the strategy was to sell basic, or what we call dumb TVs at the time, to leverage our PC and tech branding to help pay for the development of the smart TV. But we wanted to do this in the consumer electronics aisle. It's a crowded space where margins were razor thin, even thinner than the PC aisle, by the way. So breaking in was tough. Needless to say, this portfolio was later sold to another well-known brand in the CE space for many reasons, one of which was my company decided it didn't want to make the investment required to become dominant in the consumer electronics space. But here's the lesson in finding the right investor. That basic technology is now in every TV you buy these days. A great idea who needed to find the right investor, and sometime that investor is in the future. So, timing is as important a factor for an investor as the solution itself and the team who will bring the idea about. Does the ecosystem exist to support your breakthrough idea, or is it just another Me Too product or service in an already crowded market? To test out timing constraints requires a simple competitive landscape analysis, market sizing, and cycle analysis, all of which the Startable program walks you through. The basic process to qualify and quantify risk and opportunity. So, see you guys next time, and go out there and get something done.